guys, thank you for tuning in. This is another part of our series called Talk with Experts. Today we are going to talk about user experience research. I'm Natalia and this is our user experience researcher Josko.
Hello users.
Hello Josko, welcome. So how do you feel today?
Well, I'm alright, but I'm a little bit, camera shy. I'm not going to get used to this kind of setting, so.
I think you're camera ready.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay guys, stay tuned. And by the way, we have a group called Free-to-Play Game Developers on Facebook. So you will find a link below this video. Feel free to join, to invite your friends and share your knowledge or your opinions with us. So Josko, let's start.
Let's do it.
Okay, Josko, so let's start with the first question. Why is it important to play those games?
Well, basically, the user experience research is a process at which we are looking at the players how to play, and it's really important because usually the first playtests during the user research are the first playthrough of the real players of a game that we make, and sometimes, and usually this is the case during the design process, designers that don't really see the problems and the issues in the game. Because during the process they are focused on different things. So when we playtest the game for the first time, it's usually with the prototype or with a finished game, and it's actually focused on the real demographic that will be playing the game when it's going to be finally released. So in this case, we technically see how the players play the game, if they understand the mechanics, and we look at the issues and the problems they could have like during the gameplay. And we're trying to address these things and communicate it with the design department.
Alright, cool. And can you explain us what is the difference between user experience in games and user experience in a traditional way?
Well, the UX itself, like the user experience, is pretty common word and it's like a buzzword within the creative communities. And so the traditional, basically like in a meaning of a traditional UX, it's a system or system of processes that is actually being used on web pages and apps and stuff. But this process is pretty linear compared to the games, because the games, you have to, as a player, you have to experience some emotions, you have to be hooked on the game, getting engaged and stay with the game as long as possible. So basically the UX is different in this field from the linear approach of the websites to more engaging experience. In the UX research, we are actually using different psychology theories, and especially cognitive psychology, as well as the theory of games and the basic feelings of the player are really connected with the common psychology as well, such as engagement, fun, and rewards.
Okay, and how exactly do you test and gather the data?
Yeah, there's actually a different kind of approaches and different kind of types of tests that we do. One of the most common and basically, usually the first thing that we do after the game is prototyped or released is a playtest. Playtest is basically a test where we invite some players to our company, or we do it with the third-party companies, and we look at how the players play. Usually, beforehand, we have to decide on the customer journey, like what will be the point of the game. If it's, for example, if it's a tutorial, we're looking at the beginning of the game, the onboarding, and the players have to understand everything that is happening in the game, and they have to understand the mechanics. So we are looking during the playtest. We are looking at the players if they understand everything. If they understand everything, then it's okay, but it's usually not the case. So we have to reapproach the design of the tutorial or the game itself in order for them to understand it correctly. Usually the easiest way how to gather demographics that we need, or the players that we need to look at how they play. I usually, when I conduct the tests, I gather around my colleagues. This is called guerrilla testing, basically. Just grab someone and just bring him to the lab and sit him in front of a computer and just look at him how he plays. But also this only basically works only with the new projects, because the they don't, well, they must not be biased about the game. They don't know. Usually the best data is from the first play and the first experience for the player. So I just get around some colleagues and I just look at them, how they play, and then we make some reports. But if you, for example, if you don't have any colleagues, or if you're just testing some game that is actually pretty common within the colleague circles, you have to ask different like third-party companies such as Playtest Cloud. This is like a small company, and you basically send them build, and they send you back the videos of the players playing the game with the haptic feedback and the visualization of the gameplay as well.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, well.
Interesting. I didn't know that actually. There's a technology called eye tracker, which is commonly used during the UX testing. Can you tell us something more about it, some details?
Yes, we also use eye trackers during our testing as well. We do have it here in our company, so we're basically using it for our colleagues. It's a really good technology, actually, for using or for testing the games, because you basically see where the player is looking, and according to that, you could do also some kind of a design decisions.
Can you give me some recent example of UX case study? Can you tell us something?
Yeah, sure. Well, there's a couple of case studies we did in a couple of months, in recent months. The one, for example, currently we are actually looking at the tutorials of our games, not only the new ones, but also the old ones. We are redesigning the tutorials, for example, of the Diggy's Adventure currently. So we, as a UX department, we are working with game designers from Diggy's Adventure, and we are trying to approach the tutorial with the UX and the user in mind. So we're trying to do this kind of stuff. Also, we are using the processes. So when the tutorial will be redesigned, we're going to retest it again through the playtest, through the questionnaires, and then we're going to reapproach these issues in the next iteration.
Okay, and can you tell me like which departments from Pixel Federation benefit from your findings? Like who works with the...
Well, that depends. Since we are actually researching and focusing on the player, which is the main point and the main focus of basically every department in our company, we mostly work with the game designers, because we are researching their project and their design. And but we also work with the community management as well, because sometimes we send out questionnaires regarding different issues or different questions that we have for like with the gameplay and stuff. And when we want to reassure our opinions about something, we just ask the players. This is the best way. So CM, well, community management, as well as game designers. Also, we are very closely working with game analytics, since we have to, in order, when we redesign something and we put it basically in production, and it's live for everybody, we're looking then at the experiences of the players through data. So, you know, you can do like 5 or 10 playtests, but it's only 10 people and 10 opinions. But like at the end of the day, we have to look at how all of the players are, what are they thinking about the redesign.
Enough with the theory. Let's talk about some specific case studies, or how does it look in real life? So how do you test it?
I do have actually one example. In a recent, like a month ago, we actually did this redesign of the original PlayStation, not the second one. But we actually have been approached by the PlayStation producers that we have to look on the mechanic of sending trains for the high-level players. So there is this theory that it's a problem for high-level players that they have to send too much trains within the one game session. So we prepared a questionnaire that we send to the players through our social media department, and we gathered some information and feedback about sending trains for high-level players. After that, we defined the problems and the key stuff that has to be addressed within this mechanic. So we redesigned the mechanic and basically like put whole new it's a whole new mechanic in the game. I cannot talk about it right now because it's still not out, and it's just being designed and in production. So so we prepared the game design document that is actually solving this issue and is making it easier for players to send trains on a high level. So in the recent months, or like in no time, you're going to be sending trains much easier.
Great, Joshka, thank you very much for sharing everything with us. Guys, if you're interested in more details, feel free to join our group for the free-to-play game developers on Facebook. Invite your fellow free-to-play colleagues and leave us your feedback there. Joshka, thank you very much for being here with us and for sharing your knowledge. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks.
So, did it feel alright for you?
It was okay in the end.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. And guys, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you wish to, so you don't miss any other edition in future of our series. So, thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Okay guys, if you like this video, remember there will be more coming in the near future from Pixel Federation. And if you really like this video, you have to click subscribe over here or here. It's really there. I mean, really. It's not post-production, it's just here, Click here for the subscribe, and see you next time, maybe later, I don't know.